We learned today that in February, the Dallas County Sheriff's Office arrested the wrong man for a hit and run, the death of an off-duty officer, and quickly released him. The sheriff today didn't give much of an answer when asked about why that was kept from the public.
Here for you, the news leader, Fox 4.
A man arrested in February for a hit-and-run crash that killed an off-duty officer on his motorcycle was released with all charges dropped. Good evening, I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock. Those charges were dropped just days after the arrest was made. The Dallas County Sheriff's Department did not alert the public to the changes in the case, that the man was not guilty of what he'd been arrested for. There's now a second suspect already in custody in another state for the September death of Arlington police officer Darren McMichael. FOX4's David Centendry spoke to the Dallas County Sheriff about the change in the case and why the public was not alerted. David.
Yeah, the Sheriff's Office issued a statement to us today, but no announcement was made during the months after the Sheriff's Office realized it had the wrong guy. The Dallas County Sheriff's Office now says it arrested the wrong person in February for a hit-and-run crash which killed Arlington police officer Darren McMichael, who was riding his motorcycle to work on I-20 last September. Initially, Joshua Watson was arrested on February 7th, months after the crash. According to an affidavit, Watson's cellular data connected Watson to the car which caused the crash. A man named Ryan Luckett, whose cell data was also connected, admitted to being the passenger and told police Watson was the driver. Luckett provided police intimate details about the crash. 5 days later, however, Luckett admitted he was driving and killed Officer McMichael. According to an affidavit, a warrant was issued for Luckett. The charge against Watson was dropped.
Now, when you make the arrest, that doesn't mean that you stop the investigation. That's when you actually continue the investigation and prove up the arrest. And so as we continue to prove up the arrest, then we indicated that the numbers weren't matching, so to speak. And it was in an interest of justice that we dropped the charges on the one individual and pursue the second.
At the time of the crash, Luckett was on parole in Mississippi for felony embezzlement charges. He was not allowed to leave Mississippi. Now he's in prison for violating parole. He'll eventually be transferred to Dallas County for a charge of accident involving death.
How soon? We don't know how soon. What we do know is that he will be detained there.
The Dallas County Sheriff's Office is just now releasing info about Luckett's arrest and the wrongful arrest of Watson. Both happened in February. It was a big deal when this initial arrest came down.
Yes.
Do you think the public deserved to know when it was realized that, hey, we got the wrong guy?
I think that the public deserves to know that we were interested in doing what was right in terms of justice.
The Sheriff's Office says it does not expect to file charges against Watson, the passenger, according to an affidavit, who was wrongfully arrested.
I do think that the other person has a responsibility to have reported it. I don't let the passenger get off that easily.
Alex Carmen, Associate Dean of Criminology at Tarleton State University, is not connected to this case.
But the question really remains, is the other person going to be charged with a crime, or is that person cooperating with law enforcement to be able to prosecute the individual absolutely responsible for the incident?
Is that for maybe cooperation reasons? Is there a reason why?
We just do not we do not anticipate pursuing any charges on the first individual.
Because of Luckett's parole violations, he's not expected to get out of prison in Mississippi until 2029. That's according to some online records. But again, given the circumstances of what's happening here in Dallas County, it's unclear how all of that will affect his cases. Steve, back to you.
All right. David Centendry, Dallas County. David, thank you.